Okay.
Yeah, what model is that one? I'm looking to upgrade.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to upgrade. I'm on a 125 at the moment.
Yeah,
by the way, you just blocked somebody coming in. Just be careful of where you park your bike. He was literally trying to come in. All right. But yeah, so next time I'd recommend.
I want to make sure.
Yeah, I understand that. But you can pull over safely to the side and do so.
What's your name?
Pardon?
What's your name?
Oh, what's your name?
Liz.
Liz.
So I'm this police officer that's in charge of this
Chief Superintendent.
location.
Oh, okay, lovely.
Have you got any ID on you, please?
Why would I need ID?
Have you got any ID on you, please?
Come on,
I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Come on, Superintendent. You don't just go around demanding ID from the members of the public.
A chief superintendent walks out and immediately asks for ID. But here's what the law says. There is no legal power for the police to demand your identification. None. This was confirmed in Rice v. Connolly 1966. A citizen has no legal obligation to identify themselves unless a specific law requires it. Driving offences, certain public order offences, there are exceptions, but just wanting to know who you are isn't one of them. If an officer demands your ID, the question to ask is simple. Under what power? If they can't answer that, they don't have one. PTTP asks exactly that. Why would I need ID? The burden of justifying that demand sits with the officer, not with you. A chief superintendent should know this. The fact she's asking tells you everything about what's about to come next.
I'd certainly do if there are counter-terrorism risk.
Counter-terrorism risk? What is it? Counter-terrorism risk?
Filming our officers.
As I explained to the person on the bike, I don't even know who that is. I'm just waiting for some marked vehicles to come in and out.
So, would you mind me asking, just asking, what are you doing here?
As I've just explained twice now, once to the person on the bike and one on the to this lady.
Mate, listen. You can't really be outside police stations.
Okay, before you go ahead with the search, can I just say one more thing? Yeah. I would highly recommend that you look up a memo from the National Police Chiefs Council regarding people filming in public places, regarding social media vloggers and police stations. I would highly recommend it before you land yourself a lawsuit.
Listen,
and that's you do what you
feel comfortable with that.
You do what you got to do. You do what you got. I will not say now. I do not consent to any searches. I know lawfully I don't have to, but I want to make that clear.
Regardless of your ability to film things in a public setting,
right?
Obviously, you raise our awareness and our suspicion, particularly in an environment of severe CT risk.
And who are you, sorry?
I'm Inspector Tarek McKinsey.
Inspector
Tarek McKinsey.
McKinsey, that's a cool name, I like that. And have you got a warrant number there?
Yeah, I do. 243501.
243501, thank you. And do you have a warrant number? Sorry?
Mate, listen.
Sorry,
being obstructive.
No, I'm not being obstructive. I'm trying to get relevant information.
Listen to me for a second, all right?
I don't have to listen to you, do I?
You don't.
Exactly.
Okay, fine.
So you give me a warrant number. Do you have a warrant number, Superintendent, please?
We're not going to engage with any further.
Listen.
You are, because you're saying that you're going to search me, so you would have to give your information at that point anyway, wouldn't you?
Now the inspector gets involved. They're threatening a Section 43 search under the Terrorism Act 2000. Section 43 lets an officer stop and search someone they reasonably suspect to be a terrorist. Not a hunch, not discomfort, reasonable suspicion, specific based on observable facts about that person at that moment. PTTP then does something that stops them cold. He references the MPCC memo, that's guidance from the National Police Chiefs Council, which specifically deals with vloggers and auditors filming outside police stations. It's clear, filming alone is not sufficient grounds for a Section 43 search. He's quoting their own organisation's guidance back at two of the most senior officers at the station, and neither of them have a response. Not because they disagree, but because they've clearly never read it. A man in a car park knows their own policy better than they do.
Can you grab the uniform?
Yeah. And you're Charlie Wynn, so you're a constable, thank you. Am I being detained at this moment? Am I currently detained?
Yeah, uniforms.
No.
You're equipped to everything to do with you.
Okay, so I'm not detained.
Not at this precise
Okay,
moment.
not at this precise moment. Well, again, as I said, you've got smartphones. I would highly recommend you look up this memo. Okay, this memo is a key piece of evidence in court on these lawsuits.
I'm not disputing the fact that you're not allowed to film in the
Absolutely.
public setting, but the fact that you're here and filming police.
No, but the memo clearly states that filming outside the police station is not enough
Yeah,
grounds for a Section 43 search. Okay, and that is the key point of
You're not
evidence
just
that
filming
will win me
you're not
this
just filming
lawsuit.
outside a police station. You're filming. You've told a colleague you're filming vehicles. That's capturing vehicle
Marked
data and
vehicles,
things like that.
marked vehicles.
Irrelevant.
No, we pay for them. Members of the public, as through our
Still,
taxes,
yeah,
we pay for them.
That's
They're
fine.
not
You're allowed to
secret
do it, but
information.
we can also
They're
search
not
you
secret.
to look into that.
No. You have to have grounds to search me.
Yeah, I do.
No. You have to have objection. So do you suspect me being a terrorist?
You're also filming people who police officers coming out who are not in marked, who are not wearing uniform.
No. You're making an assumption. You're making an assumption there.
The officer just came out and said you were filming as she exited.
So, right, and do you know that I was filming her?
I have that suspicion. Okay. That's enough of me.
The inspector tries a new angle. PCTP might have captured plainclothes officers on camera, and apparently that changes things. It doesn't. There is no law against filming people in a public place. Being in public means accepting that you can be seen, whether you're in uniform or not. That's not an opinion, that's settled in law. But here's the real problem with his argument. He doesn't actually know PTTP filmed anyone. He suspects he might have. PTTP asks him directly, "Do you know that I was filming her?" His answer, "I had that suspicion." Section 43 requires objective, reasonable suspicion, not a guess, not a feeling. A guess that someone might have been in the frame by a man openly filming in a car park doesn't come close to that threshold. That's not reasonable suspicion. That's a hunch about a hunch, and the Terrorism Act does not run on hunches.
It's not. That's filming in public.
We can debate
No,
this all
because
day.
it's not a debate. The memo clearly says it, and the fact that I've made you aware of this memo is going to win me the lawsuit.
Look, that's absolutely fine.
It's absolutely fine.
It's fine for you to have that opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's fact. I've already got one lawsuit against the MPS for this exact reason.
Well, look, I'm not going to debate those situations. Okay, is anyone available?
We're just going to ask a question if someone pop down, but yeah. No, it should come out on the radio.
Okay.
Well, I might just stick around, to be honest. I might just go. But
that's within your gift, right?
Well, apparently, because I'm not detained, but you suspect me of being a terrorist because you said you're going to detain me. You're waiting for a uniform to come and detain me. So clearly, you suspect me of being a terrorist.
We're more comfortable doing a search when we've got body-worn footage as well. All right.
So you're not going to detain me until the uniform gets here. You're just going to wait. At which point I could just walk away, potentially be a terrorist. As you're saying, you suspect.
It's a developing situation.
It's not, because if you genuinely suspected me of being a terrorist, you would be physically detaining me, wouldn't you?
You're provocative, in my opinion, and I think you're doing that on purpose.
No, I'm trying to reason with you, Inspector.
You're not being reasonable because you're interrupting me non-stop. I'm trying to talk. You keep cutting.
You interrupt me as well.
No, I've let you speak. You've said you made your piece. I've explained what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's fine.
I will not be bullied by a threat of a search from exercising my right. You know we have human rights in this country. Do you remember your oath? Do either of you remember your oath? No, I doubt that you do you? You don't have to, but I can still talk and I can still ask questions. Okay. Neither of you remember your oath. You swore an oath to the crown of this country to uphold the human rights of the people. I have an Article 10 right to exercise my freedom of expression. That's exactly what I'm doing.
You don't have the right to film police officers.
I absolutely do. Anywhere in a public place, yes, I do.
A chief superintendent, the most senior officer on that station, just told a man in a public car park that he has no right to film police officers. That is not the law. It has never been the law. Filming a police officer in a public place is entirely lawful, full stop. No caveats, no exceptions. And the officer making the claim has reached the highest non-commissioned rank in the British Police Service. That's not a rookie mistake. That's a fundamental failure of basic legal knowledge at the top of the chain of command.
So you're going to come, you're going to come and get a uniform to come with a body-worn camera who has the right to record me, but I don't have the right to record you. Yeah, but she just said I don't have the right to. Which I absolutely, you just said you don't have the right to record police officers.
You've raised our suspicions that
you're raising my suspicions right now of absolute tyrannical constables. And it's disgusting. There's a superintendent and an inspector. Absolutely despicable.
Okay, no problem.
You keep saying no problem, but it is a huge problem. A huge, huge, huge problem.
Essentially, I do think that this individual has been spotted outside by an officer leaving the police station. I'm not in their own personal vehicle, that's closed. She is concerned because it looks like he's filming. Obviously, the entrance where we've got the group is also filming an officer going off from work, not in plain uniform this time. As such, given those procedural threat, there's some concerns that perhaps he's raised our suspicion around in the CT environment. So, obviously,
Again, so before you, so
you could put body worn on, obviously.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's a vehicle coming, guys. Be safe. So you've obviously listened to the inspector's side of it. So for you to make an informed decision, and I'll be polite with you, I'd like to hear my side of it. Okay, and I think that's only fair.
The chief superintendent and inspector threatened a Section 43 search, then didn't commit to it themselves. Instead, they summoned a uniformed constable to carry it out and quietly stepped back. That's not leadership. That's attempting to pass an unlawful decision down the chain to someone with less rank and less ability to push back. As PTTP is about to explain to the constable directly, every officer is personally responsible for how they use their powers. A superior asking you to conduct a search doesn't make it lawful. If the legal basis isn't there, the rank of the person giving the instructions is irrelevant. The officer conducting the search carries the liability, the complaint, the IOPC referral, the civil claim. The constable listens, engages, and you'll see the call he makes. You're about to watch 3 PCs de-escalate a situation that 2 of the most senior officers in that station created.
So I came here, as I explained to the first person that approached, I came here to try and get some shots of marked vehicles coming in and out, like this one. If you'll see it wasn't being obstructed, I would get a nice sweep shot of a marked vehicle going in. Okay. Right? So let me finish. I've advised the chief superintendent and the inspector that there is a memo from the National Police Chiefs Council, okay, that clearly explains vloggers and social media auditors filming police stations, and that it is not to be used as a ground for a Section 43 search. Okay. Now, obviously, I just heard the inspector say that it's down to you and it is ultimately your decision whether to do a search. As such, if you detain me and search me, you will be the one that is liable because you'll be the one detaining and searching. You would be the one that is liable under the IOPC complaint procedures for disciplinary and dismissal. Okay. So I would advise that, yes, your superiors are suggesting that you do something, but I would suggest that you have some common sense. At least look up this memo before you take any further action. I'm not going to go anywhere, but I would suggest that you look up this memo before you put yourself in a bad situation because a chief superintendent and an inspector is asking you to. Okay, because you are the one that is ultimately responsible for your actions as a constable. And they don't have the balls to detain me and search me themselves. Because the inspector, as I said, the inspector and the chief superintendent came out demanding ID and saying that I have to provide it, and then saying that they're going to get a uniform out to search me under Section 43. Yes, good plan. But yeah, it's not a power in this situation that you have the right to use. You have to have objectionable, okay, solid grounds, and there are specific grounds under Section 43 that you need to have. And pardon? That's not my job to tell you that. No.
Clearly, you know the legislation.
I do know the legislation very well. I know this legislation very well. As I explained to the chief superintendent and the inspector, I already have a lawsuit against the NPS for an illegal search under Section 43.
The auditor drops a bombshell. He already has an ongoing lawsuit against the police for an illegal search under this exact legislation, Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. This is a vital educational moment. Section 43 is one of the most frequently abused powers in the UK because it is often used as a panic button by frustrated officers who don't like being filmed. Legally, the threshold is extremely high. By mentioning the lawsuit, the auditor is highlighting a systemic failure. Officers are being taught the power, but they aren't being taught the restrictions. When senior leadership, the chief superintendent and inspector, are so ready to trigger Section 43 over a man casually filming in a parking lot, they are essentially inviting a civil claim for unlawful detention.
And that's in the process of going through right now. And it's not my goal to get a lawsuit. It's not. All right?
Do you have like a YouTube channel?
Pardon?
Do you have a YouTube channel or anything?
Maybe.
You're
But
allowed to tell me if you've got.
I know I'm allowed to tell you. I know, but
That's guys.
I mean, you'll find it anyway. If I upload it, you'll find it. Yeah. But sorry, forensic coming in. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously, where was I? Sorry, where was I up to?
You were talking about lawsuit.
Oh yeah, so I've got a lawsuit ongoing for this exact thing, right? I was filming somewhere in London. They didn't like the fact that I was filming. The police, because I didn't want to give them my information and I didn't want to explain my reason for what I was doing. I think I've given you more information than I gave them. I've told you I'm waiting for marked vehicles to come out.
Yeah.
I might get a drone over. It's not a flight restriction zone. I might get a drone over, yeah? Because obviously I can't see the marked vehicles from standing here, so I'm going to have to get a drone over to get those shots.
Is it like a little small?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a DJI one?
DJI Mini. Yeah, you know the drill. So, but yeah, so I might get that up. But yeah.
DJI ones, are they actually any good?
Yeah, they're really, really good.
What do you-
I've got the Mini SE, which is like the baseline one.
Are these ones that are a grand?
No, mine was,
Can be a grand.
yeah, like the Mini 3 is like 850 quid.
I think I've looked at yeah, no, you don't even need to be here. You can
Yeah.
if you want.
I was like,
You cracking on, yeah?
I don't understand what you had to say.
Okay. Can I just say to you before we go, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to my side of it and not just the inspectors. And I really appreciate the fact that you haven't put yourself in a bad situation because of your superiors. Because you seem like a nice, friendly bloke. I'm not going to lie. That laugh is telling me otherwise.
Yeah, no, he's good.
No, but you seem reasonable, and I'm glad that you haven't put yourself in a bad situation. All right? Absolutely. And if they had searched me, and when the search would have come back negative, I would have made a point of standing here and filming every single one and publishing them out of
With the
spite.
terrorism
I would
acts,
have.
we have to reasonably believe that you are a terrorist.
Absolutely.
Following hostile events.
The uniformed constable admits the truth. We have to reasonably suspect that you are a terrorist. This is the legal threshold for Section 43. What you need to understand is the difference between professional curiosity and lawful power. An officer can be curious about why you are filming, but they cannot detain you unless that curiosity reaches the level of reasonable suspicion of a crime. The chief superintendent and inspector ignored this flaw, hoping that their rank alone would be enough to force compliance.
Absolutely. And hostile reconnaissance, according to memo, by its very nature, is covert.
Jesus, you've followed that fully.
Yeah, I mean, when you do
good
public photography and you're interested in filming the police, you do need to know your
it's
shit.
good to know your rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, no, just hobbyists really.
We'll leave you to it.
Alrighty.
See, yeah, please.
Just so I know who I've spoken to, we've got 2351 and yourself there.
1601.
1601 and I got yours already. Southwest. Brilliant. I really appreciate your time today, guys. I'm really glad that you guys didn't fuck up. Please let them know that they will still be getting a complaint regardless of the fact that I didn't get searched.
You taken a name?
Yeah. I've got everything. On record, I've got it all on video. But yeah. All right, guys, I'll let you crack on. Just one more thing. I don't think any of you let me know you were recording me. Obviously, that is in your policies. I literally looked that up this morning as well, and it's literally like the first paragraph of the first section that you do have to verbally announce so that it's not covert. I'm not going to give you a hard time and putting complaints about it because you have been very reasonable. But I would be within my rights to please remember to make sure that you verbally announce to members of the public when you start recording them.
The auditor highlights the fact that the officers failed to verbally announce they were recording with their body-worn video. This is a critical legal check under General Data Protection Regulation and Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act. If an officer records you without declaring it, that recording can be classified as covert surveillance. Covert recording by the police usually requires a high-level warrant. By not making a verbal announcement, the officers were technically engaging in a seriously indictable offence. However, the junior officers were lucky the auditor was reasonable enough not to push that specific complaint.
You are subject to GDPR. Obviously, I don't know that I've been recorded. A member of the public that doesn't know that they've been recorded. They don't know that they've got data to access under their rights. And obviously, you could be contravening REPA because by not mentioning you're actually covertly recording, which is a seriously indictable offence, actually. And I wouldn't want to see you guys get in that situation. So, for everybody's safety, for yours and the public's, please remember to just let them know. I appreciate that. Alrighty, guys. Cheers. Cheers, alright. Take care.
Sure you don't want to tell us the YouTube name?
No, you'll find it.
Nothing's going to happen.
You'll find it. Oh, you say that, but I've given up. No, because like, I'm not zooming in. I'm just getting a nice thumbnail with some smiley faces. But no, I've given out my channel before, and it's easily trackable. You want to get in it? Go on. Give us a nice smiley. Yeah, you're already on the video. You might as well get a nice smiley pic. That's what I like, chaps. Brilliant. Lovely. I might forward that's a statement for you guys. You can have it up on your wall.
Let's be clear about